This is my 1988 Ford F250 custom. Truck has been modified quite a bit. A little bit of rust from the shore. It pulls a 10-foot 1974 coachman. This thing has the f250 suspension on the back now with a sway bars. Sits on 285 17s. It has the tie downs on the bed. The truck has 74,000 miles on it, 4-wheel drive. The thing's built tough. This is a 251 with the 5.8 351 Windsor. Has a bunch of storage in the back. There's an inverter for the camper when driving down the road, charge the battery up. And this thing also has a battery, if you can see that, underneath the frame for the camper. This comes on as soon as you turn the ignition on and the truck is on the on position. It powers the battery and also charges by the alternator of the truck. This is your basic 351 Windsor. This is for the inverter. This is the wires for the battery. And this is a 30 amp, and this is the starter relay, which this comes on as soon as the ignition is on the on position. When you're cranking over, it does not stay on. It goes off. See here. Engine was rebuilt not too long ago. This is the air conditioner, but it is transferred over into an air compressor. This is the one I bought off of eBay, which is a piece of crap. Does not work. It squeals and only worked for a couple months. Let's see here. Basically, you know, standard engine. All the radiators new. Had a crack in it. Had to replace it. This has a racks to the front. You can put a rack. This is the straps, tie downs for the camper. This sits in the front of the truck. This is a rack to cut the fish up in. It sits on here. And this is the camper. It does pretty good pulling it, you know. It's almost 3,000 pounds. This is a 76 model. It's just quite a bit when it's on the truck. I think it's a good 4 feet. Got a 3-foot deck on the back. It's all set up for fishing. You got your fishing rails there. Like I said, it's a Coachman. It's an older model. I'm looking to get a newer one. And this is inside. It's a little messy. I didn't clean it before we put it away. Took off the truck. It's in pretty good condition. Everything works in here. Got a new mattress here. Did have a leak on that side. Had to replace most of the wood. Also, underneath the bedding here, I don't know if you can't see the stuff on there. Underneath the bedding here, all lead to from the caulking. Got an old age. I replaced all the plywood, all the wood. This is your refrigerator. It works. Gas electric. The electric I just got fits. I had to hot wire it with a toggle switch. I don't know if you can see it. Toggle switch that kits the heated coil parts that plugs into the 110. So that works now, which is a good thing because it takes forever to get cool. You got your bathroom and shower. got more fishing rods there. So we go down to the Island Beach in New Jersey a lot. The kids love it down there. Like I said, I'm looking for a big one. Not that much space, especially when the table's up, if you can see. Trying to put some hardwood floor in here to make it look a little bit nicer. This is all, you know, all the lights have been replaced. Except the tail lights. I'm going to do this coming summer. The camper, if you're noticing it, asking why is it, you know, this color. If anybody knows Coachman, between 74, I believe it is, and 78, they were yellowish and an orange color, the striping. I repainted all of it, but set the Coachman part. I got to get the decals for that. And put black pinstriping on the side. Place all of it. You know, this is me. I hit a branch, and the idiot wouldn't let me over. Basically that's it. I got the 7-pin in the back of the bed. I just installed that. These are the slides. Keeps the truck in line where it needs to be, because there was a piece of plywood in there my father-in-law put in there, but I took that out, starting to warp. But like I said, this is it used to be a quarter ton, I think it was. Now it's a 1 ton. It sits pretty high up. Everybody asked, did I lift kit on there? No, I do not have a lift kit. It is all suspension. The front has a couple of shims, and that's about it. No lift in the front. But rather than that, it still sits up high even with the camper on there. But I want to go to the T-fork, which installs in here, but I have to get a receiver installed. So I'm looking for different ones. Hopefully it won't be too difficult to install. Apparently it's just a couple drilling of the holes in the frame. That should go right around the tire. Both tanks work. This is a pain in the butt. I had to replace the sending unit in the one tank, and also replace the fuel relay valve, I think it's called. And all of a sudden it stopped working. It started working, so that's good. Saying it's a little bit of a gas hog. But everything else is pretty much the original. This is your toggle switch for the air compressor kicking on. This is for the off-road lights when the rack's installed. I got a rack up here for baits. And also another thing I forgot to mention was that this is I don't know exactly what it's from. My father-in-law built it when he had the truck. This is like a tackle box from a truck or something. And these mounts were installed, and it sits right here. This gets moved back here, and so forth. The other one has to come on the other side, gets moved right here, and sits on this side. So there's quite a bit of weight on this one side, but there's only one jack over here, so it's probably like even amount of weight when it's on. And you have the 2 jacks on this side, which are a pain in the butt. I wish I could put electric jacks on here. Your heater, your hot water heater, your heater, and then this is your refrigerator. This only had a gray tank. It's not that big. If you can see, it's real small. So my father-in-law put one just for the water for the sinks and the showers, and just drain it, you know, when you go to the place to drain it, whatever. The back rack was built, you know, this has it right here attached all the way throughout the camper. You got 3 on both sides, and this is for more storage for fishing stuff in here. It was also built custom, and it attaches somewhere in here. I just rebuilt the deck, so as I tried to take the poles out, put the bigger ones in there, but it was a pain in the butt that are rusted in there. More fishing holders I don't know if you can see up there, but it also has a storage up top. So yeah, the truck's, yeah, it's pretty good shape. It's meant to pull this camper. It's bought from the dealership like this, and you know, just a few modifications on it, and it's a pretty good truck. You know, tough truck. The real good trucks back in the 80s. I haven't had a trailer pulled with it. I do have a little light trailer hitch on there, but the truck sits so high up, it's hard to pull a trailer. Let's see here. And no rust really on the truck at all. This is for me taking a camper shell off of it. Got the rust from the beach. You know, the frame has a little bit of rust on it. That's supposed to probably be common. I don't know. I want to sand it down and put some kind of paint on there to stop it from rusting too much. But this truck rides pretty rough without the camper on there because of the weight. But this one side, I don't know what happened. If you can see, it's a little loose from the camper pulling on it from doing turns and stuff. So that's why I want to go to the turnbuckles. But you know, it's a pretty nice truck. Gets the job done. I wish it was bigger. Got the kids now, and it's kind of a little small. But got a bunch of stuff in here in the back. Storage for spare tire thing. Well, I would say this truck, it could probably pull. It's gross weighted at for a camper, almost 3,000 pounds. I think it's 2,500 pounds. That's what the standard suspension on is. Now this has the 1-ton suspension upgrade. I think it has 6 leaf springs on each side, which will make it 1 ton. It should pull about 3,000, a little bit over 3,000 pound camper. I'm trying to see if I go with the 11 footer. This is a 10 footer, so actually a foot bigger. So hopefully it does pretty good. Yeah, that's basically about it. I don't know if anybody has pulled this with this kind of truck before. I would like to put a fifth wheel in here eventually and get a fifth wheel for the family because they are bigger and nicer. The board right there, if you're wondering what that is, that's actually from stopping the camper from going all the way up, because down out on the beach you need 6x6 plywoods for the tires to jack them up. And another thing is, I don't know if anybody put a receiver on this kind of truck before. I'm assuming it would go right there and drill the holes in, and it come around the spare tire. Apparently they sell I think they call it a splitter that gives us a 4-prong, and you can install the 7-way or 7-pin trailer hitch. The rear end, I'm not for sure what the rear end is. I think it's a Danish 60. I'm not for sure on that. I want to replace all the seals and the oil inside the axles and inside the transmission and inside the differential. Hopefully it won't be too much of a challenge. But that's basically about it at f250 Custom. The insurance is custom, alright. So let me know if anybody has any answers for me or any questions or anything like that. This is the things for the rack I was telling you about. It's welded to the frame, and it's not too much. Like I said, I don't know if you can see that. There's only a shim on the front. You got the 2 leaf springs. I don't know if that's standard or not. That's basically about it.